everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about my garden party tote, which is this bag right here. I got this bag more than a year now, and I've actually never talked about it on my channel. I've shown it on my Instagram once or twice. You know, after owning it for a year, and definitely it's one of the bags in my rotation, I can give you my thoughts about it, you know, what I like about it and what I don't like about it. So if you're looking for a quick review of this bag, please keep watching. Let me undress my bag first. I always use my garden party tote with the two Hermes twirlies, so I'm going to take that out so you can have a better view of the bag. So this is my Hermes Garden Party tote in Rose Sakura, and the size is PM, so I believe that's the medium size. I'll put the measurements of this bag in the description down below. I chose the full leather bag, and this is actually the country leather. So what's country leather? I've got my cheat sheet right here. I found this link that shares a lot of details about all the Hermes leather, so I'll put that information down below as well. So, country leather. It is a processed female calf leather. The country leather is famed for its fair firmness. A relatively new addition to the Hermes leather collection, this leather was only released in 2012. It is mainly used for the garden party lineup and offers a strong protection against everyday wear, as well as large grain size for unique patterns. So yeah, if I'm gonna do some close-ups, and you can see that the leather has this, I don't know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Clemence or, you know, Togo leather, because it's got that large grains. I like the feeling of it, and it's definitely a hardy material, because you know this bag has been used and caught in rain and all that, and I can see the droplets just fall off the bag. It's quite amazing. The size that I got is the PM, or I think it's the medium. I searched online and I found that Hermes actually comes up with 4 sizes for this bag. There's a TTPM, so I'm assuming it's a very small garden party tote. Then there's a size smaller than this, which is the TPM. And then the size up from this, which is a little, actually quite big, is the MM. So maybe like the Louis Vuitton's GM. So the bag is fairly simple, like a big tote bag. It is one big compartment, and it has one zipper compartment on the inside where you could, you know, store your valuables or, you know, little things that you want to keep there. It has a snap closure right here, which I really like because it keeps a tote bag secure. So if you clip it, you know, things won't fall out. And I like that. That's one of the reasons why I decided to get this bag instead of the Never Full. I really like a snap closure. The sides of the bag also have a similar kind of closure where you can actually open it. And you know, the detail that Hermes puts to their stuff is just spectacular, because when I looked at it, I was like, wow, every button has the Hermes Paris on it, and it's such a nice touch to all of their stuff. So you can snap it back in. So if you wanted to expand the bag, you could open both of the sides and it expands wider, so it'll be the same width as the base. Personally, I keep the buttons closed because I like the look of the bag when it's, you know, snapped up like that. It's more, I don't know, more dainty. For the base of the bag, there is no feet, so if you put this on the floor, it will get dirty. And for me, my bag in pink has seen quite a lot of wear. I mean, it's not that bad, but definitely it's not as bright and beautiful pink as the first day I got it. It has stains, and yep, sadly. In terms of the leather, I think Hermes did a good job with the country leather because it is so firm and yet so supple. I don't know, it's really nice to touch. I love the fact that it holds its shape. I have been using this bag a lot, and mainly for work, and I keep really heavy things inside, including my laptop. The bag holds up really well. So as for the interior of the bag, it is lined with the cloth material, but the base of the bag is lined with the same leather material, so the country leather as well. That's a nice touch. So now I'm going to tell you a few things I really like about this bag. It is a very functional tote bag. So simple yet so elegant, and you know, it holds so much. I know it comes with canvas as well as half leather, so depending on what you get, because the canvas will be lighter. The full leather bag, even though it's a little bit heavier, it is still a very light bag for a tote bag. Of course, if you compare it to the LV Never Full, which is a canvas, definitely you would feel this is much heavier. but it is, you know, full leather. As for the material of this bag, I think Hermes did a good job. Country leather is pretty much, to me, weatherproof. Many times I have got caught in rain with this bag, and the droplets of water, I swear, just roll off this bag. It's like, oh no, and you just wipe it off, nothing gets absorbed. So I'm really impressed. Of course, I'm not just gonna let the water just sit there. I do wipe it off, but it's not the kind of material or leather where you can see it just go like the vachetta leather on LV. You get any rain droplets on that and that's it. But this one, so far, fantastic. And then the way the bag is made as well, I think it's so well made. Now, if you see the handles, it doesn't finish off with just a, you know, the leather tab here. It goes all the way down the sides, at the bottom, and then around the bag. And I think that is why this bag holds its shape. My bag is actually full. Now I'm gonna put my laptop inside. Can you see? The bottom of the bag is only slightly puffed out at the bottom, but it's in great shape. If I did that to my other totes, you can see the bottom just go, like there's something sagging at the bottom. But the Garden Party tote is only slightly, I need to take it out. So it holds its shape so well. I'm absolutely impressed by it. As for the handles, when I put it on my shoulders, and I can actually fit it on my shoulders, I've read reviews that they feel that this is a little bit too narrow or short to put on the shoulders, so it tends to be only on the crook of the elbow. But for me, it's okay, so I can actually fit it on my shoulders, and it is pretty comfortable. So sometimes when I need my hands free, I will just sling it on my shoulders, and yeah, it fits me really well, so I'm really pleased with that. So even though this is an open style bag, there is no zip on the top, just having this snap closure is already a plus point. It keeps my items secure within the bag. Sometimes, you know, if I'm not careful, I just hold on to one handle, which, you know, it's not really good, but sometimes I forget or something like that. I just pull up the bag. The flap doesn't open and all my things might fall out because the snap, I keep it closed. This is one of the reasons why I decided to get this instead of a Neverfull. As for the interior pocket, it is a really good size interior pocket. It's not one of those dinky ones where it's just like so tiny you can put anything inside. This one you could put a lot of stuff inside and keep things secure. So you could put your, you know, your LV agenda, your passport, your wallet, your phones, and then zip it up, and that keeps those kind of, you know, important items secure. As for the size of the bag, I wanted my tote bag to serve two purposes. One, I could use for my travel. Secondly, I could use for my work. So I decided to go for the medium size, and my laptop is actually 12.5 inches across, and that fits really comfortably into my bag. In fact, I've got space still at the side. So I really like that. So it means you could put files inside, and it's a great work bag. You can fit so much inside this bag, and yeah, I love it. I mean, a tote bag is definitely something I think every girl should have, even if it's just for a weekend and, you know, going out. Not necessarily the Hermes or the LV one, but just this style is so versatile. So now I'm going to talk about a few things that I don't really like about this bag. So the first con about this bag, and I just want to get it out of the way, is that this is an expensive bag. It is a tote bag. There are so many tote bags out there, and we are paying for the brand. We're paying for Hermes, we're paying for the culture, the history, blah, blah, blah. But a tote bag is a tote bag. LV has a tote bag. There is so many other tote bags. There's YSL has a tote bag. You know, Tory Burch has a tote bag. You know, I saw that on Chase Amy's video. And this tote bag is like the Mercedes of tote bags, really. Now, this bag, let me get my receipt. How much did I pay for it? Last year, I paid 2,360 euros for this bag. And I checked this year, the LV Neverfull in the same PM size or the medium size. This year is euros 945. So if I were to check back last year, I think it was slightly cheaper than Neverfull. I'm not too sure. So this bag is almost 3 times the cost of a LV Neverfull. That is expensive. And definitely, if you look at the range of bags within Hermes, this is one of the cheapest bags, you know, the most affordable ones, but it's expensive, so I'll just end it there. As you can see, my bag is pink, and this color attracts dirt and dust like a magnet. There is no feet on the bottom, so every time I put this beautiful bag on the table, on the chair, or under the airplane seat, it will pick up all kinds of dirt. And it stains, the bag stains. If you got the black Garden Party tote or any dark colors, I don't think this would be a concern. But for me, or any of you who have the lighter color bags, you would know, having no feet, and when you put it down, it just, everything, this entire base will get some dirt. As for the interior of the bag, I said that it's canvas, and I can't understand why they did that. Whether one is to keep the cost down and to keep the bag light, and it's a beautiful touch, but things do rub against the canvas, and like any kind of cottony canvas or soft material, it will get fuzzy. So I've got things that are like a little bit sharper, maybe the corners of my wallet or a pencil. I don't know how this will hold up over time. I'm pretty sure it will get more and more fuzzier and it won't look so nice. It's not too bad considering I don't use a bag organizer, so my things are all just chucked inside there. So if this wasn't really good material, it would be worse. So I do think Hermes uses really good kind of cloth material. Therefore, even though I've got things that are just like thrown in and scraping the side of my bag, it doesn't get fuzzed up all the way. It's pretty resistant, but of course over time I'm pretty sure it will get more used up. So you can't have everything, right? I mean, if it's leather, you'll get scratches and dents, but if it's cloth, you get fuzz. So I don't know which is worse. As I said earlier, this bag fits on my shoulder, and I can use it like a shoulder bag. It's not the best looking, of course, but sometimes I do need to use my hands. Now, it is a pro, like I said earlier, that it keeps its shape. But when I use it as a shoulder bag, because this is not flexible, it is fairly bulky under my arm, so my hands are like this far away from me, because I can't squish the bag. I can't squish the bag in to keep it close to my body, unlike the Never Full, where it's almost flat at your body. So like I said, you can't have everything, but that's one of the things that I do notice when I have this bag on my shoulder. It is slightly bulky at the base. Am I nitpicking at the bag? And the final thing is, I wish it came with a smaller pouch. Even though it has a really nice size pocket, I wish it had the little pouches like the LV Never Full, the new ones. Or I think a lot of totes come with small pouches nowadays, because that would make it so much easier to find, let's say, your keys. You got other things inside. But for people who are like me, who don't use the bag organizer, I mean, that would be a really nice touch if I could hang it somewhere and I can just pull it out. That would be so much easier to find things, because a tote bag reminds me of a Mary Poppins bag, because everything is inside and you're like, my keys. So those are my quick thoughts about the bag, and if I had to choose this bag again, I will pick the same country leather bag, except maybe not Rose Sakura, because it's beautiful and I love pink and I love any kind of pinky tones. Reminds me of Hello Kitty, but it's not that practical. It stains so badly. It's like a white bag, just pink. So if I had to choose again, I would definitely pick the same country leather, but a darker color. Maybe not black, because I've got too many black bags. Maybe the darker taupe colors, or something dark, like a dark blue. I think those would be so much better and less stress when you see a stain, especially the first stain. It's like your bag's pristine and you get your first stain, you're like, no. But after a while you get numb. So like right now I'm numb to it. I'm like, again. So for me, because my bag is so light, I actually carry along the dust bag. I roll it up, I put a hair tie on it, and I actually bring a dust bag everywhere. This is not the original dust bag because I don't want to dirty the Hermes dust bag. I know, I'm mad. So I'm taking the Celine dust bag and it fits perfectly. So what I do is I just roll it up like this, put a hair tie on the bag, and then I bring it along with me everywhere I go. So just in case if I see something that's too dirty, I can't take it, I will just roll out the dust bag and place my bag on top. I know I'm insane. But you know what? To me, that's what a dust bag is for. It's supposed to protect your bag. Rather than keep it at home, I might as well bring it along and protect these expensive handbags. I don't know, do you guys do that? So that's my quick review about the Hermes Garden Party tote. Now, to be honest, if you're thinking about getting a tote bag and all you need is a tote bag, this bag is not a necessity. Actually, any bag is not a necessity, and particularly getting the Hermes Garden Party tote is not. But if you're in the market for a little piece of Hermes and you're not willing to spend for a Birkin or a Kelly, this is a nice starter collection, and it is functional. It will last you for a long time. So it really depends on what you want. You just want a tote bag. There are so many out there in the market. This is like, you can drive any car. You don't need to drive the Mercedes. So I think you should consider that because it is an expensive bag. But if you said, oh, I actually want to get a little piece of Hermes and I don't mind spending a little bit more, so this is actually a good addition to your collection as a starter, right? And who knows, maybe one day you'll get your Birkin or your Kelly and all that, and you get a bigger piece of the Hermes. But for now, if that's what you're in for, this is a good starter piece. So if you got any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye!